Center pitch, December 23rd. Just me and Seb today. It'll be a short one. Right before Christmas and holiday festivities. Uh, First off, we'll start with the jersey giveaway in honor of reaching 2,000 followers. We're giving away either a Roma or a England jersey. You have to retweet our tweet and follow us to win. Uh, we're gonna do. Marco picked a number already. Seb's gonna pick a number, and I'm gonna find the average, and I'm gonna count down the list as whoever that number is gets their pick of their jersey. Seb, what's your number?
Uh, 82.
82. Marco picked 46. So that's 128 divided by 2 is 64. Now, bear with me for a moment. I'm going to count down the list, and we'll see who our winner is.
If you win, you can thank me for picking 82. She like a drum roll.
60, 61, 62, 63, 64. At Domo_South. Congratulations. You are a winner. It looks like you are a Roma fan, so I assume you'll be taking the Roma jersey.
I think that's one of my followers.
Well, congratulations. We just followed him back. We'll DM him. Big shout out to everyone who retweeted. We really appreciate it. Getting 2,000 followers, very nice for us. Hopefully we can build on that. Maybe we'll do another one of these when we get to like 5,000 or something. But yeah, everyone, thanks for everyone for retweeting. So we got done with. What are we up to next? We'll recap a little bit of Serie A so far. We'll keep it short. Let's see. We'll go to Seb. Your biggest surprise, biggest disappointment, and MVP of the season so far in Serie A.
Biggest surprise for me would probably be Fiorentina. I don't think many people would have thought that Paulo Sousa would be able to get this much out of Fiorentina. They've been playing probably some of the best football in Italy, if not the best. And looking at where they were last year and like in this year, it's a big difference. They also lost a lot of key players over the summer. Mohamed Salah comes to mind. Giuseppe Rossi out injured. They signed this guy named Kalinic. Never heard of him. He comes in 10 goals halfway through the season, about on pace to 20. So for me, that's the biggest surprise. Them as a whole, with Paulo Sousa, Kalinic, the defense is really like, and one thing with Montella, with Fiorentina was the defense. He always had a weak defense, weak goaltending, but this year Paulo Sousa has made that defense look really good. What was the other one? Biggest
disappointment and MVP.
Biggest disappointment. I'm gonna go with a player, and maybe because plays on Roma, I'm gonna say this. Dzeko. I guess I consider Edin Dzeko a decently disappointment because I guess when Roma fans signed him, me included, thought maybe by this point he'd have around 10 goals. He'd be offering what I'm not saying he has to do what Higuain's doing, but we thought he would be at the 10-goal margin, but he's been not the best, especially of late. He has only 5 goals this season. I think 2 of them are penalties. One is like a 90th minute against Barcelona when it was 6-0. So he's been okay, but I expected a lot better, and now he's suspended 2 games, so we'll see what happens then. We'll see if he could regain his form. MVP shouldn't even be doubted. Higuain, best player, what is 16 goals in 17 games. That shouldn't even be in question. He's taken Napoli to a whole other level, and we've seen people say what he's offering to Napoli is what Ronaldo and Messi offer to Barca and Real Madrid, and I think it's hard to disagree, right? And I think he would easily be MVP. I don't know who would come close. I like Insigne from Napoli too. Dybala has been good, but for me, it's Higuain.
Oh, I would definitely agree with that. I mean, Higuain's really been unbelievable this season so far. Obviously, he's gonna hope to keep up his form and propel Napoli to Scudetto race for the Scudetto race. Um, Both good shouts. Fiorentina really has been somewhat of a surprise so far. They've really been playing well. Sousa's been doing great with the Fiorentina team. For me, I want to say that Sassuolo has sort of been a surprise. They're in seventh place, but they have a game in hand, and if they beat Torino with that extra game, they would be in sixth place ahead of Milan right now. So Eusebio Di Francesco has really been doing great work there. Even Berardi was out for a little bit with an injury, and he also had like I think a 3 game suspension.
Yeah.
So they've been like they haven't he hasn't he's only played like 640 minutes this whole season, and he's arguably their best player. But they've really been doing well. Biggest disappointment, I'd probably lean towards like the two Genoa clubs. Sampdoria and Genoa have
I
both
agree.
been really not really good this season at all. I was looking at the standings before we started this. Genoa's in 17th place, which is
Yeah, 2 points.
I didn't realize they were that close to the relegation zone. Sampdoria obviously hiring Zenga in the summer, being knocked out of the Europa League playoff was pretty bad, and then they sacked Zenga and hired Montello, who hasn't done that well so far. Maybe he just needs more time to settle in, but I'm pretty sure you said they only have one win under Montella. Um, I mean, both of those teams last year were in the top 10, both fighting for like Europa League spots.
Yeah.
So they've both taken a big drop this season. And like I said, I agree with Higuain. Also disappointment, Roma, obviously. They've like you said, we have a blog coming up soon about Serie A recapping up at the winter break. But Roma's had a lot of ups and downs. Losing to La Spezia was pretty bad. The Barcelona break was something else. But yeah, I definitely agree with you on Higuain. I mean, the top 5 teams in Serie A right now are separated only by 4 points, so we really got a great Scudetto race in the running right now. I think it'll definitely come down to like the last week or so. I think
No, for sure.
it's really be awesome. Um, it's really hard to pick a favorite right now. I
Yeah.
mean, Inter like struggle scoring, even though their offense is pretty good. I guess you can say they struggle scoring goals, even though their defense has been the best in Serie A. They've only conceded I think 11, which is the best. They've really been stellar at the back. Fiorentina, they have a lot of talent. The question is, can they be consistent and keep this up for a whole season? It's hard to tell. Napoli's been sort of, I think you can say they're surprised how well Sarri's been doing there in his first year. He's really been great. He's coached his team magnificently so far. Juve's getting back into the mix after their terrible start. I mean, I guess Roma has an outside shot, but I don't think they're gonna. Maybe they'll challenge, but I don't think they have like. I don't think they're gonna win with Garcia. But
They're always there though.
yeah,
They're
exactly.
always,
In any event,
we'll see.
like we have a really good Scudetto race coming down. Any thoughts on the race in the next 3 months?
Oh yeah, no, I agree 100%. This is probably one of the best Scudetto races we've seen in a long time. Juve have just been so dominant these past couple of years. And it's not that they're not playing bad this season, they're playing really good, but it's that other teams have improved. And when you look at it, Inter's improved from last year, Fiorentina, better team from last year. Napoli, better team from last year. Roma, I don't know what's happening with them, but they're always there, right? They're always there. Their team, obviously on paper, I think their team is strong enough, right? When you have Salah, Gervinho, Dzeko, Pjanic, and Golan, all those players, Manolas, which in my opinion might be the best defender in Serie A. So they're always there, and that's right there, like you said, 5 teams, 4 points is what separates them. The last year it was 4 points between Roma, Juve, which was first and second last year going into the winter break, and taking out those two, it was just literally them and everyone else just fighting for third. While this year it's 5 teams fighting for first, and who knows? I don't want to get Milan fans' hopes up, but if they can improve, maybe they could have their say on the Scudetto race. But I don't think so. But whatever, you could dream, right? But I think yeah, no, it's going to be a good race. It's going to come down to the last week or two. We'll see what happens. My favorite for me, if I had to pick a winner right now, I'd say Napoli. Uh, Juve always look good, but I just really, really love this Napoli side. Fiorentina, I'd see them coming top 5. I don't know if they can win the title though.
I agree with most of that. I'd really like to see Fiorentina finish well. Obviously, I was just in Florence for the last 3 months, but so I built sort of a connection with them. But I've really been surprised. I mean, Fiorentina have the most average possession per match at 60%, and also like the highest pass completion percentage at
Yeah,
87. So I mean that really I think that's like the most telling statistics for Souza and his new style that he's brought to Fiorentina, which has really been a joy to watch. Um,
yeah,
even also with Sarri, like Napoli has been really a joy to watch, and it's great to see, especially after Benitez. He's like always left a little bit to be wanting, always a little bit of disappointment, but it's good to see Sarri excelling there. And like you mentioned, also like even Empoli are in eighth place
ooh,
after losing Sari and Rugani. Um, and
and they're still there.
no, yeah, and they're still doing very well.
They're
Uh,
technically better than last year if you
yeah,
want to put it the points and standings,
yeah. I mean
right?
that's a great testament to their season so far. Samponara, great talent. I'm sure I think he's been playing well. Macaroni, you see Macaroni celebration with the beer the other day.
Yeah, that was amazing to see. That guy, he doesn't stop. That guy.
Yeah,
35. He has 7 goals this season. It's amazing. And then there's no, that team is fun. That team is just fun to watch. I was watching the Empoli Bologna game over the weekend, and in my head I was
great game.
like, "Wow!" I'm like, this team is fun to watch, and they don't get enough recognition outside of Serie A, outside of Italy. But like that team is really really fun to watch.
I'll agree with that. I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about?
Want to make a Scudetto prediction right now?
Uh, it's just tough. I honestly think it's gonna go down to the last day,
Hmm.
especially if I tweeted this out at the beginning of the season. Like the fixture on the last match day, and there's some like big teams playing each other. I can't remember what it is right now, but like it's pretty significant matchups. So I actually think this will be going down to the last day.
Hmm.
It's really hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so fun, though. So makes it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't want to sound biased, but I definitely think Juve have the ability to pull through, uh,
Oh yeah,
and lift the trophy again. Uh, I also think Napoli could. I think it would. Even as a Juve, this might be controversial, but I think it'd be good for Serie A if someone else wins the title this year. Um, if it's
yeah.
Napoli, Fiorentina, or I really hate Inter, so but maybe not them. But if Sarri can win the Scudetto in his first year at Napoli, that'd be a great story. Especially with the way their attack is awesome. Higuain, Mertens, Callejon, Hamsik, Gabbiadini, Insigne. It's really star-studded. It's I don't want to. It's too early
You
to
don't make a prediction?
I mean, I'll go Juve. Juve is my top prediction. Napoli's number two, and I'll say Inter three only because their defense has been so stellar so far. But
Yeah, that's
but I hope Fiorentina can crack into the top three. But we'll see how that goes.
yeah.
Also, just wanted to mention I was at the Pepito Cup last night where Giuseppe Rossi hosted a nice little indoor tournament in New York City last night. Great time. He's a great guy. Second time I've met him in like 8 days. But there have been numerous reports that he's going to leave Fiorentina on loan in January. His agent even saying that there's probably like a 99% chance he's going to leave because he wants to get playing time and try to make the Euro, Italy's Euro squad for the summer. So I mean, it's a tricky situation. He obviously loves the club. Like he restructured his contract to lower his salary, but on the same time, he really wants to get some playing time, and he really wants to make the Italy squad. So maybe a loan move for 6 months when it would be like pretty good for both parties, but we'll see how that works out. Best of luck to him too. I mean,
Yeah.
really a stand-up guy, really a role model for all Italian Americans. So hopefully it works out well for him. Anything else, Seb?
Mm, one final thing. I read today that Sky Italia reported today that Garcia won't be leaving and he's going to stay the rest of the season. So It just kissed away the Scudetto chances. I don't think. I don't know. I find that pretty. I understand the reason why they didn't fire him. Right when you break it down, I guess the only realistic option that they could have had was Spalletti, and I guess they just didn't decide not. They just decided not to take that risk, and I guess they'll just try to go for someone like Conti or Eusebio Di Francesco in June, which I guess does make a lot of sense. I'm torn. I don't know. I'd be really happy if Garcia could turn around. I would be the happiest guy on the planet if Garcia could change what he's doing. But I just, I just have doubts. That's it. I don't think he'll do it.
Respectable doubts. But also, I'm pretty sure for on the topic of Roma, I'm pretty sure they just sold Iturbe to Bournemouth.
Yep.
I think it's loan with an option to buy, right?
Yeah. 2 million for the loan, 22 million for the option to buy.
He's been a flop at Roma, but that's not a bad return. I mean, they obviously
That's profit.
yeah. I mean, maybe not with considering they paid his wages, but that's besides the point. They're getting a good deal.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm pretty sure this is pretty obvious. If Bournemouth gets relegated, though, he's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
Roma. But I think they've been. I don't really know the EPL that well this season because they've been away. But I'm pretty sure they've been doing pretty well so far. So if they stay up, they'll probably buy him, which would be good for Roma. I think that's all we got, right?
That's all we got.
All right,
Congrats to the winner.
congrats. Yeah, exactly. We wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. Best to everyone. Not sure if we're going to be doing any center pitches until after the New Year, but we'll see how that goes. We're coming out. Me and Seb have a little blog post together coming out either today or probably posting it after Christmas, recapping Serie A so far and a little outlook for the rest of the season. And yeah, that's center pitch, December 23rd.
Happy holidays.
Yep.